Welcome to episode 235 of the MailleWerX Chainmail Livestream. My name's Sean. I run MailleWerX.com, where you can find all of the chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. How's everybody doing? What'd you do this weekend? I binged watched Stranger Things and didn't really get a whole lot of other stuff done. But I'm okay with that. I thought the episodes I watched were pretty good. Let's see here. So tonight, we're going to get working on this bracelet we were working on the other night. I have some laid out, ready to go. Let's give you a close-up of that. If I can keep it on the screen, that would be great. So we got two of these dragon heads. This one, this one. I was gonna try and make it so that they were 2 strands wide, facing each other, right? But it just didn't end up working out. And I got this other, it's kind of got a hammered pattern to it. We've still got to add clasps to all these, so working on those clasps too. Trying to make them look like this. Right. I am welding rings into, I don't know what this is called. It's like the end of the chain piece, right? It's got a hole in it, so I welded some rings in there. And it holds up pretty well, so I've got about 20 more of these to do, and then I'll be able to put clasps on all my bracelets. But in the meantime, I'm going to spend some time making some bracelets. I got a whole slew of other things that I'd like to work on, but right now, just getting these getting a bunch of these beads lined up. So I'm torn. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of these do I have? Something like this would work a little bit better. I want to mix up beads, right? It's kind of, I'm not a very artistic person, so it's kind of difficult to tell, like, what's gonna look good with what. And then I worked on this one, and this one looks okay, right? So do I just put, I have 4 of each of these beads for most of them. Do I just put all 4 on one bracelet and then call it a day? You know? And this one, I want to make the spacing on these a little tighter. But I won't do that right now. So that's perfect. I don't know how many millimeters this bead is. It's like 9 millimeters inner diameter. We're zeroed. 1 in millimeters. There we go. 8.5. It's 8.5 millimeters wide. 8.4. Right. And it fits these. It fits a strand of 18 gauge 3/16 rings from Joshua Diliberto like almost perfectly. That goes on there without any issue. And to stop these from going back and forth, I've got 18 gauge 7/32 rings ready to go. So we're just going to put this together and try to use some tight spacing and see how it works out for this first one here. All right. Hey Barb, how you doing? Working on an 18 gauge 3/16 square Byzantine choker. I am working on an 18 gauge 3/16 and 18 gauge 7/32 bracelet with beads. How was your weekend? How are you? Tell you what, the stretch between Thursday and Sunday nights just always seems so long. I get back on here and I feel like I haven't talked to anyone in forever. It's hard for me to keep up with all the stuff I do on a daily basis, which not too hard this weekend. And then I get to Sunday night and I'm like, oh, I don't remember what I did on Friday. It was just a Friday for me, man. You've been getting lots of much needed puppy time? Awesome. One of our neighbors has a enormous Irish wolfhound, and they go on walks, and they have developed a routine where whenever we are outside, the dog will come up to the garage, and his name is Baru, and he's a nice dog, right? So Baru will come to the garage. Am I going to be able to do this, or is that going to be too tight? I can try, I guess. He will come up to the garage when we're out there because he knows that it's a safe place to get snacks from. So whenever they're on their walk, they always stop by and visit for a bit. Owner's a nice guy. This might not work, but we're going to try it. Yeah, B-A-R-U. I don't know how he spells it. Just an enormous dog. He's like over 6 feet tall when standing up. And he's so skinny. His owner says he eats and eats and eats, but he's got like no weight to him. Trying to lock this bead in place with these 7/32 rings. Yeah, he's a pretty smart dog. Very calm. Doesn't like small yippy dogs or children or loud noises or anything. Whenever he sees that, he turns around and kind of saunters off. So he's been a nice addition to the neighborhood. Alright, is this going to work? We are going to find out, because it might not. Come on. It is not going to work. That's going to be too tight. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get this, what do you call it? The 4 caged rings. I was trying to get this bead locked in between these cages, but it's not enough room. So I can do one of 2 things. I can add like a little 3-ring connector, or I can give it some room to go back and forth, which is not what I wanted to do, but not the end of the world if I do. Typical dog, yeah. between him and I'm gonna try this. See what it looks like. Come on. So last week, this was quite the adventure. Me and my son went to the city dump. And it's not like a trash dump or anything. It's for grass and plant trimmings, you know, brush, sod, anything you're getting up out of your yard, right? And the city takes all that waste and turns it into compost. So we had already done our lawn trimmings and dumped those off from just cleaning up the yard from last week. And I made that planter bed, which turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out, right? So happy that I'm going to do the other bunk. There's, you know, it's a half a bunk bed that made that planter box, but I had to fill it up with dirt. So I have a trash can, like your standard trash can that the city provides. I have an extra one. Okay, see, I'm not the biggest fan of this. Let's see here. But our trash cans all got replaced with one for trash and one for recycling, and the whole city moved over to a new waste management or a whole new trash company, right? So I have this spare trash can laying around, and I've used it for a couple different things, but I needed dirt, compost, right? So me and my kid, we go to the dump and toss the dirt into the garbage can, and I fill it about halfway up. And I lift it up off the ground and I put it in the back of my truck. And it's already about 200 pounds at this point, just half full. And so I was glad I moved it up to the truck bed when I did. And then we used a bucket to fill up. We filled up a bucket on the ground and then lifted it up into the trash can and strapped it into the back of my truck and drove home with it. Now this is where it got really fun. So by the time that trash can was full, it was probably about 400 pounds. And I know my strength fairly well. I know that I cannot, you know, easily manhandle 400 pounds of dirt. But it was only me there. I couldn't, my kid is 7, he can't help, right? Him trying to move around that much weight at all is, one, he probably couldn't move it, but if he did manage to move it and he was underneath it, it would just crush him. So it was just me. And I got the trash can loaded with dirt and just kind of scooted it over to the edge of the truck and tried to gracefully get it to where I could like angle it and slide it down the tailgate of the truck. But that trash can full of dirt was not having it. The instant it lost all support underneath it, it came thundering down, and I ended up just smacking myself in the face real good. But other than that, I got it down. It was okay. And then I had to drag the whole thing to the backyard. And it's got those big wheels that you can roll it on. But apparently my yard sucks or something. I don't know. Because it was harder to get it. It was like controlling a fall of this trash can so all the dirt didn't spill out and go everywhere. right? And it was harder to get it to the backyard to load it into the planter bed than it was to get it out of the truck. But by the end of it, I was exhausted. Like, that wiped me out for the rest of the day. And of course, once I got it back to the backyard, I had to shovel out all the dirt and try to get to a point. I had to get it down to about a third full before I could pick it up and put it in the planter bed. That was my adventure. Me and my son did that on Friday, and now we have dirt and a little planter bed, and I like the result so much that I'm willing to do it all over again, just so I can have 2 planter beds. Then I've got to get, we have some neighbors, our neighbors, like daughter and son-in-law or something. Son and daughter-in-law, I'm not sure. They're coming over and they're gonna tear apart my son's trampoline and load it up into their vehicle and take off with it. And then I have a play set out back that my kid, he doesn't play on. So I'm gonna tear that apart. I'm gonna take all the pieces off it. It's a used play set. I got it for free, and you know, it was just like old wood. Other than that, it was perfectly functional. It had swings and a slide and a rope swing, and I bought this really cool yellow and green, like Dr. Seuss looking megaphone thing. And that was actually really cool because it worked really well. He didn't really have to raise his voice, and I could hear what he was saying from the end of my backyard all the way up to the house, probably about 100 feet. So it's fun. So I'm gonna take all those pieces off, tear all the wood down, cut it up, build it into something else, and then I will have my backyard back to where I don't have to mow around all those things. So I'm pretty happy about that. And then I want to do more fence decorations because our backyard's kind of plain. Sounds like a mammoth job. Yeah, I mean, it took 2 people to get the playset into the backyard. I loaded it up with 2 other people and myself, and I got it into the backyard with 2 people, but I can take it apart by myself. It's just gonna take a number of days or hours depending on how much energy I have. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good project for me to do probably next month. I've got a lot of stuff between now and then that's coming up that has to be completed, so it's not really a priority project or anything. And then I did get the motorcycle out. I went out to Elkhorn, Wisconsin, where Greg Hurdle from Masterlinks Mail was vending at a bike rally. So I went out there and hung out with him for an hour. He lives about an hour and a half from me, and it's nice because he's another chainmail artist, and I don't have a lot of excuses to get the bike out and go and ride on a weekend when we're doing family time, especially if, you know, I have all the days off in the week to go ride wherever I want. So he was vending, and I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can go hang out there for a little bit. And I spent about an hour just chatting with him and his wife and picked up a bracelet from him. And Renee liked the bracelet, and I liked the ride. While I was riding out there, though, I did see an accident that happened, and it looked like it was probably, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 cyclists, 15 to 20 bikers, standing around. All their bikes were on the side of the road, and, you know, firemen and ambulance crews and cops were all there, and it looked like they had 2 people on the ground that they were working on. And they were there for a while because I passed them on the way out to the bike rally, and then I passed them still cleaning up. Like, the patients had been, I don't know if they were like life flighted out or loaded up into the ambulance or what, but the patients were not there anymore. It was just the cops and the ambulance crews and the firemen. All right, Barb, have a good night. So that was kind of sketchy, you know. Out on my motorcycle for the first ride of the year, and what do I see? I see 2 people who've been riding bikes all day on the ground. Like, I don't know. It was a little disturbing. Isn't this interesting? Okay, so here's what I've done. Let me bring this in focus for you. So I've got, where am I on here? Got these 4 beads, and I just have the 18 gauge 7/32 in between them, with 2 3-ring connectors in between each one, right? Not perfect, but I do kind of like it. So that's nice. I was worried I wasn't going to like it. I don't know. I think it's okay. I'm sorry if you can't see it too well. But yeah. I think I'm going to keep it this way. Which is good. That makes me feel decisive and like I have made a decision and I'm going to stick with it. So, go me. And then I need this. What do I need this? 5, 6, 7. This is a 7-inch bracelet with a 1.5 inch. Seven-inch bracelet with a 1.5 inch clasp for a total of an 8.5 inch bracelet, roughly. Right? So I'm gonna take this end off here and attach it to the other side so that we can be more efficient about this. Sorry. We'll probably finish this up fairly quickly. I did start this bracelet like on Thursday or something, so not a whole lot of work left to do, really. Hey Peg, how you doing? How was your weekend? Oh, why did I do that? That was... Come on, man. There. I took a length off the other side to add to this side, and then I just closed up all the rings like a moron. Doing good here. Fed the vampires this weekend on a GSG piece. Oh, fun, fun. Any permanent damage or just scar tissue? You know, it always hurts when you stab yourself with your pliers. Never feels good. I wonder. So this is where I get into, like, I don't know, questioning what I'm doing. Because these are all the same bead, right? It's like, I can just throw in randomly whatever else I want. I don't have to. We'll do that. Yeah. If I want to change this one up later, I can just swap out some beads. It shouldn't be too difficult. Just a nibble really, scrape at the edge of your wrist. Unfortunately, it's right where the strap of your rope dart sits. Oh, fun. Yeah, I managed not to injure myself while moving around a bunch of dirt for the planter bed, but only by a little bit. It exhausted me, so. Alright, come on. I think I'm just going to leave this one as it is with all 4 beads the same on there. I think it's okay. I like it. I think other people will like it too. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get a few more rings for this. Yeah, so Friday morning I spent working on welding the rings into those clasps, and it was not going so hot. Still, I get the concept of what I'm doing. I'm just not good at it. But I'll get there. I think tomorrow I've got an appointment, and then after that, I'll spend some more time trying to get the whole situation figured out so I can put some nice clasps on these lovely bracelets. Really? Just gonna pull away from my pliers there, ring? What are you doing? You need someone to smack some sense in your head. You signed up on a dating website, Meat Market. You swear every male over the age of puberty is obsessed with sex. Yeah, probably. Congratulations on joining a meat market, as you called it. Dating sites are an interesting social phenomena. Right. Alright, I don't know what this song is, but it's killing me. There we go. Aren't as adult humans aren't, I don't know if obsessed is the right word, but aren't we all supposed to have like a healthy appetite for sex? Is it just more pronounced on a dating app? I've been on some. I've never met up with anybody from a dating app, so my experience is limited, but it just seemed very sketchy. It's like, I've never found it useful. I have often noticed that people that I know who have dated successfully, right? It's always been like someone that they're in a group with, like they have a common thing. Like, I don't know how many hot guys in your area do rope dart, but and don't take dating advice from me. I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible at relationships, and I'm just saying things I've noticed. Alright. That went fairly quickly. That's not the same length. Why not? 'Cause it's all jacked up in here. So what am I going to do about that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's got to be that way because of the way I have these. What if I only did 3 of these? 3 little beads? Would that wouldn't change it though, would it? No. Huh. Well, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time figuring that out. You are happily married on the other end of questionable taste in men when you look at your history. Maybe you just have uncompanionable quirks. Maybe it's me, not you. I don't know. You're here hanging out with me, so I imagine you're fairly tolerable as an individual. Alright, do I have any more of those, actually? No, I gotta sit and think about these beads for a bit, because I'm not happy. I'm not happy. No. No, not really. Double wide stuff. Sorry, I'm looking for something. No, okay, so those are the only ones I have that I can see. Let's switch over to something else. I gotta take the time to sit down and map out like where each bead is gonna go, because this trying to assort them while streaming isn't working for me. So, anyway. I happen to think you're a wonderful person, and it's probably them. I'm just gonna guess. Okay, I don't have a pile of random rings here, and I don't know where they go. But I do know where this one goes. What is that? No, that is not. Okay. Too much stuff laying around. Okay, so. Oh, you know what? I even have these. Oh my goodness. That's the one I was working with. Okay, I got more beads in here, and with all these pendants, that should I make a bracelet out of them? Or do I add them to a necklace? I think these really small ones would go well with a necklace, and these large ones should be more for... Okay. Is that all of them? I don't even know. That's a sketchy place to put that. I'm just going to add these to the pile over here. Okay, let's switch over to this. I have this very sleek, like, I don't know if it's like 2 ravens, 1 raven. How to show this to you? I'm zooming in. I'm focusing. Maybe if I turn up this, does that help? A little bit, a little too much light. It's got these 2 ravens facing each other. Maybe it's one looking directly at you up top here, and then a cross with some like knot work on it. So I'm gonna work on this. Sorry if that made you dizzy. And all right. I'm gonna make chains for all these pendants. Do I have? I might have to order some more rings for them too. I need to put a bunch of these together, and then a bunch of bracelets, and a bunch of, like, I just need to get a bunch of this stuff together and completed. The Bristol Renaissance Festival starts July 4th. So that's my goal, is to have the bulk of this done before then. And then I will go back to working on other projects that I have down here. Dizzy can be fun. You ever, like, I can't tell you the last time I stood out in my yard and just spun round and round and round until I made myself dizzy and fell down. My son was doing that tonight, waving a branch around. I figure each of these chains should probably be about 2 feet, and I need to figure out how many pendants I have, how many rings per inch each ring takes, or each necklace takes, how many rings each necklace takes. There you go. You get a bit dizzy when working on neck wraps with the rope dart? Okay. Little vertigo while you're swinging around a deadly object? Nothing wrong with that. But I might... I'm gonna test the fit, because I have like this 3 and 3 section at the end of this chain here. That's where it goes through here, because the regular biz won't go through. So I might have to dial down my... I mean, it almost will, but it's nearly immovable, so I don't want to fight it. Well, maybe. Nope, now I'm gonna get it stuck. I'm gonna keep working on this and try and get it all the way through there. Maybe I'll take a Dremel to it and size it up a little bit. So I don't want to have that 3 and 3 section. I just want them to be straight chains with no change in the pattern of the weave, you know what I mean? Yeah, I guess the Milwaukee Highland Games was going on this past weekend too. I saw a bunch of guys with their training videos for that, and it's like the hammer throw. If I tried to do the hammer throw, swinging around a hammer, I don't know if I could do it. It would make me way too dizzy. The hammer throw and the keg toss, and with the neck wrap, you wind the rope around your neck, go figure, and then spin 180 degrees to get the dart to change direction. Continuous neck wraps, you catch the rope in the crook of your neck after that turn, and you continue to spin to keep the dart in motion. Yeah, that sounds like a level of nausea I don't want to experience. Alright. Yeah. So tomorrow I have my first VA appointment to receive healthcare from the VA. We'll see how it goes. Right. Always sketchy when you're working with the VA. I have not finished. My initial evaluation is still not completed 6 months later, but enough of it has been completed to that I can now go and be seen for the stuff that was service connected. So I don't have to worry about traveling an hour to go see a doctor because my insurance company doesn't cover doctors in my area. You're tentative on that one yet? Using the dart you've got, the ball is pretty heavy and offers good bruises. Your legs have several spots in various stages of healing. You poor thing. But hey, you know what? No pain, no gain, right? Ow. Like, it's a cool technique. I've seen people do it. It's fun to watch, you know. But not something I would try. As I am uncoordinated and lack the wherewithal to move my body that way. Yep, and it's a fun way to keep active. Absolutely. I used to have fun ways to be active that I enjoyed. I used to mountain bike a lot when I lived in Idaho. Then I joined the military, and every place the military sent me, I had my bike everywhere I went, but every place the military sent me, it was just flat. There was nothing that... nowhere really to ride. Right? So here, when I was, how old was I? So going to school in Middleton, so I had to be 16. I was going downhill on a mountain bike, and I was doing about 35 to 40 miles an hour. And I had a speedometer, so I know, you know, vaguely how fast I was going. It was in that range somewhere. And I was going way too fast, so I was trying to slow down. And the front tire went towards the upside of the hill off the trail, and my front tire jackknifed on a root of a bush. Got a bug down here that's trying to bother me. and it threw me over the handlebars, and I dislocated my AC joint in my shoulder. And that was not a lot of fun. But I kept mountain biking for several years after that. I still have my mountain bike. It's a very old Trek, but it functions. It's one of the things I need to do this year. I need to go get my kid a bike. He's 7, he should know how to ride by now, but unfortunately there's like no kids his age in the area. It's not like where I was growing up where there was a bunch of kids my age and we all had bikes and we took off and rode around the neighborhood and no one ever knew where we were, and like, he doesn't have that option here, so. Yeah, it hurt. My arm was immobilized for like a month, I think. 3 to 4 weeks, something like that. And here's the best part. I was injured and I was in a weightlifting class instead of like a PE class in high school during my sophomore year. And because of my injury, I couldn't do certain techniques like, you know, what is it? Couldn't squat, couldn't do the one where you lift and press the weight over your head. And so I ended up only getting a C in that class. I was like, are you serious? Like, I was injured. Anyway, I never liked that teacher anyway. If you contemplated buying a bike, could be your way to work all summer long, and biggest concern is having the thing stolen, yeah. Yep, I get that. I don't know, if you buy like a $20 Goodwill bike or something and just get it tuned up, ride it back and forth to work during the summer, and then if it gets stolen, you're out $20, you know, not the worst thing that could happen. Like if someone stole my bike now, I'd be sad because I have a lot of memories with that bike. But my bike is coming up on 30 years old. So, you know, I would be sad that it's gone, but I haven't ridden it in forever, and it is kind of in the way all the time, right? So it's probably only worth about $20, but it's got a good frame, and you know, you can always replace the gears and sprockets and wheels and brake lines and whatnot. But yeah, if you can find a cheap bike, you know, Craigslist or something, Facebook Marketplace. I don't know what the price of bikes is, to be quite honest, just so you know. So you may not be able to find a $20 bike, but as long as it's cheap and you don't have any sentimental value in the bike, if someone steals it, you know, I mean, I'd do it just to ride, you know, ride back and forth to work. This is actually going pretty fast, all things considered. If I hit my goal, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm working on, yeah, about 6 inches of chain right now. I just have to go across this entire mat. That's actually not too bad. What is that? It sounds like someone using my canned air. All right. Yeah, someone's doing something with my canned air over there. I hope it's not a little boy. Little boy who got put to bed early. Decided to start screaming at his mom and threw a controller against the wall. It's instant bedtime. He was very sad. Kind of been a turd all day. Somebody's in trouble? Yeah. No, it's fine. It's just canned air. It's not. It's nothing important. What is this? So we've got baseball tomorrow night, appointment and baseball tomorrow, and at some point I have to try and get those classes up and going. I want to get that done. As soon as I get that done, it will incentivize me more to finish up these bracelets. And I've got a bunch of pendants I need to make necklaces for, and so that's kind of my goal for the month, is just finish up this stuff. But next weekend we have a wedding we're going to, so we will be out of town. That's gonna be nice. Opportunity to drop the kid off at grandma's and get out of town for a little bit. At least I think it's next weekend. And one other thing I want to do, I never watched season 2 of The Boys. I watched the first season. I never got a chance to catch the second season. But the third season is out now, and I think that I should catch up. I don't know if I'll have time to do that this weekend, but maybe I can make some time. It's like it's very interesting. Right? I'm ridiculously busy, and yet I don't have a job. It's like, what is going on? I don't have a... I mean, I get to decide what I do, but I'm definitely not sitting around all day doing nothing. Well, the second season of The Boys was better than the first. Really wild ride. I think your favorite line from that last season was, "Laser my tits already." That's funny. I will have to go watch it just for that line. I'll probably just start the first season over again because I don't remember. I remember the premise of the show, but don't remember exactly what's going on. That's what we did with Stranger Things. We started at the first season and then just watched all the way through season 4. Which one thing I'm excited about is, yeah, okay, there was only a couple of seasons, but they were all decently long. And the next volume or whatever it is coming out in less than a month. So I'm not big on TV. I don't watch a lot of it. I used to watch a lot of movies, but I don't really do that anymore. But sometimes, you know, a good show comes along and it's like, okay, well, this was really well done. I'm glad I included this in my life. Whereas most shows are not like that. Most shows are, I think, most media is largely garbage. Which is why I spend hours and hours on watching TikTok. So I can watch the train wreck. Alright, where are we at here? Oh, we're at 58 minutes. Okay. I think that I might be able to slide this chain through this pendant here, and then it'll just, the more it moves on each other, the more they'll have like a wear pattern that'll let it slide around because it's pretty tight. But I don't know, I don't want to get it stuck on there right this second, but maybe if I just move it back and forth a bunch, it'll... I don't know. Oh yeah, we got it all the way through. Okay, now we just gotta make it so that it slides around a little bit more. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Come on out. This is what I wanted to avoid. So I don't want to tear apart the chain while I'm trying to get it removed. There we go. Not that I don't know if I could. All right. Okay. So it is 10 o'clock. I do have to get upstairs because I have a busy day tomorrow. Not sitting on my couch. I gotta figure out the stuff I gotta figure out everything I want to do with these beads and get them all sorted so that when I'm putting them together, I'm not sitting here scrambling trying to go, oh, what looks good? I don't know. You know. Excuse me. So I'm gonna do that. I am happy with how that turned out, which kind of makes... Hang on. I'm focusing you. Come on. Alright. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. It's not perfect, but yeah. So get that done, and then oh, I think we may have added another inch or two to this, right? Maybe 3. I don't know. But this is actually going pretty fast. Where are we at? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 inches. So I'm happy with it. It makes me feel like I can get the bulk of this done. The beads, you like the way the beads sit? I do too. I mean, right? It's not, doesn't feel too bulky, not too heavy. clasp will count. The clasp will counterbalance these beads, or it should, right? So I think I approve. Anyway, all right. So busy day tomorrow. Lots of stuff to do. Hopefully, I get lots of stuff done. In the meantime, I want you all to have a wonderful evening. Be sure to check out the MailleWerX app in the Google and Apple app stores. Go to MailleWerX.com and stare longingly at all the chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. And I will be back on Wednesday. Right, as of right now, we still have baseball, and then I think this week we're starting archery with my kiddo. So the stream times will go back to more Sunday through Thursday every night, once baseball clears up. All right, and then I'll spend more time here with you wonderful people. And with that, I will talk to all you guys later. All right, you guys all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. Bye.